Yes, ma'am.
So as I told before, in .NET Lab we have two parts, Part A and Part B. In Part A we have 10 console application programs. In Part B we have five programs. Out of five programs, three programs are Windows based application programs and two programs are web application programs. So before I start with the lab programs, actual lab programs, I want to explain you how to start or how to work with Visual Studio, and I'll show you a simple program and then we'll go for lab programs. Yes, students, can you see the screen? I I hope all of you have this Visual Studio software. Now students, I am using Visual Studio 2010 for part A program. If you have 19, if you have 16 also, no problem. You can execute your program in that. Visual Studio 19 or Visual Studio 2019 or Visual Studio 2016. Students, you can see the screen. Is my screen is visible? Can you see this Visual Studio?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, students, first you have to go to File, New. See, only 42 students are there. What about the remaining students? So, File, New, go to Project. Go to Project. Here, first time if you have installed this software in your laptop or desktop, it will be selected here, Windows Form Application. You change that to Console Application. You change that to Console Application. And coming to the name, here you change the file name PR1. I think I have already given this PR1. Sample 1 I'll give. Sample 1 I'll give. Sample 1, click on OK. See, students, when you click on this, a skeleton will be generated. The Java program has some of the built-in packages. It has built-in packages. So skeleton will be generated. In that skeleton, you have to write a code and you need to execute the program. It is 8 GB, so it takes some time. See, students, the namespace, see namespace, this what is using system, all that we'll see in the theory part. We'll see in the theory part. So the skeleton is generated. Yes, students, can you see? You want me to increase the font size?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, or you want me to increase some more?
No, ma'am, it's fine now.
It's fine now. So students, see
Yes,
here,
ma'am.
the skeleton will be generated. So here we write a code. In C program, to print a statement, what line we write? Printf. Correct now? In Java, to print any statement, what statement we write? Cout. Correct now?
Output.
Huh?
System.out.println, ma'am, in Java, not say out.
In Java, ma'am. System.out.println.
Correct. System.out.println. So here in C++, what we write?
Cout.
In C++, we write cout to display any statement. In C#, we write console dot write line. If you just click write, so it will display. So here in this, within these two brackets, whatever the statement you want to display on the desktop or on the monitor, here you need to write. I'll write here a hello world most commonly everybody will execute this program. So save this program. Save this program. I am doing some mistakes in this program. Click on debug. Yes, students, in the once you finish typing, click on save. Click on save. You can see the save option. Next, in the menu bar, you have this icon that is triangle shape. This triangle shape you have, or else you have a shortcut F5. You have a shortcut F5. Click on that or press F5. Here the Visual Studio will ask us whether you want to continue the program. You want to continue the execution. If you have any error or warnings, by ignoring, you want to continue, or what it will ask. If you want to continue, you can, or else no, I don't want to continue with the execution of program with errors. I click on no. So it will display the errors. In which line we have, see students, here I have not closed the quotes. Whatever the statements we write within double quotes, no? We write within double quotes here. Here purposely I have not closed this double quote. So that's why it is showing the error. It is showing the error in line number 12. Now I'll close. Once again, click on save. Now debug your program. Debug the program. Yes, students, you observe the output. You observe the output. You saw the output. It just came and it went.
Yes, ma'am.
It just came and it went. Once again, I'll execute. See, it is coming and it is going. To hold the screen, how in C program we write getch method. We write getch. No, why we write getch? Why we write getch?
Holding the
to
output.
hold the output screen.
Holding the output.
To hold the output screen, we write getch. So similarly, here we write console.readline. Console.readline. So it will hold the output screen. Save. Run your program. Yes. Hello world. This is the output. Can you see this hello world output? Yes, student, this is a simple program. This program I have demonstrated to show how to execute Visual Studio program. How to execute C# program in .NET framework. Yes, understood? Yes, students, please respond. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt? Please all of you switch on your laptop and open this Visual Studio, whichever version you have.
Ma'am, I sent you something in WhatsApp. Please check, ma'am. In WhatsApp, I sent you something.
You select fourth option, Visual C# development setting. Visual C# development setting.
Thanks, ma'am.
Yes, students, all of you understood how to execute a simple program? How to execute a simple program? You understood? Any doubt? Next, one more program I'll show. If you want, meanwhile, if you also try to execute some programs. So next, sample 2 program. I'll take sample 2. Sample 2. Sample 2. So in the second program, what I am doing is I'm taking 2 numbers. I'm taking 2 numbers in the second program. So here, see students, in second program, what I am doing, I'm taking 2 numbers and I'm adding those 2 numbers, I'm displaying on the screen. Yes, for that, here to take an input, again the same statement, console dot write line. Is the screen is visible, students? Console dot write line, enter the number or enter N1. Enter N1. See students, in C hash, whatever we type, whatever the input we give, that will be taken in the form of a string. So to convert explicitly in the form of an integer, here we need to parse the data. Whatever the value we take, whatever the value int n I take for the variable this for this enter the n value. Whatever the value I take this variable n, it will be in the form of a string. So we have to convert explicitly. It is like type conversion. How we do explicit type conversion? So like that, here we have to write int dot parse console dot read line. So with the help of this variable n1, whatever the value I take, that value should be passed in terms of integer data type. If you want to pass that in terms of float, then here you take float. Or if you want to parse in terms of double, here you take double. Here just I am calculating for integer value. I am calculating for integer values. Any doubts, students? So that's why here we write int n is equal to int dot parse console dot read line. So whatever the value we are reading from that line, so that will be parsed and that will be stored in the variable n. Understood? Next, for the second variable, enter n2. I'll take. Next, int sum is equal to n plus m. N plus m we are adding and we are storing in the variable sum. Now console dot write line addition of two numbers. This is a argument value. argument value, that is sum. Yes, students, understood? You can see the screen now? Yes, students, you're understanding?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
here, a simple programs I'm executing. Just how many of you, few students, they might have used this Visual Studio before, but here many students were new to this Visual Studio. In how many of you learning first time this Visual Studio .NET Framework? No one? Those who are learning first time, you please message me in the chat box. First time, Punashekar, Nazma. Student, if you have any doubt, you please ask me. Okay? Because in this you have to develop a project also. In part B only you have 5 projects. Those programs are like programs are like projects only. Okay, see, many are there. I thought few students, but many students are there. Yes, students, you understood now how to take input from the user. Or one more method also you have. See, this is a method to take an input from the keyboard. One more method is also there. One more method is also there. That is very simple. That is very simple. Int A is equal to 10. B is equal to 20. C. Console dot write line sum of 2 numbers Yes, students, can you see the output? What is the difference between the previous program and this program? What is the difference? In this program, here we are passing the static values for the variable A, 10, for B it is 20, and just we are calculating the sum. It is a static. Once if you want to try for the other values, you cannot change. Again, in the code only you have to do. But the previous method, it is a dynamic programming. It is a dynamic program. During execution of your program, you can change the input values. Yes, students, understood the difference? If you have any doubts, please tell me. If you're not responding, then I'll understand you don't have any doubts. Is it so? No doubts? See, now, once again, the previous program I'll execute. Enter N1 90 into 45. The sum is sum of two numbers 135. Yes, correct, 135. This is for simple two values. Clear? Understood? Yes, next now I'll start with the lab program, part A lab program. Yes, write a program in C# to demonstrate command line argument passing for the following numbers. For following, in that A is to find the square root of a given number. To find the square root of a given number. Already I have executed that program. Just I'll open. I've executed so many programs. Okay. Sometimes you'll get this warning, and you will get this error. No need to worry for this error. Here, in the second program, we need to calculate the square. Here, we need to calculate the square root of a given number. We need to calculate the square root of a given number. In C#, we have a built-in function. We have a built-in function that is sqrt, math.sqrt. If you use this, then automatically it will calculate the square root of a given number. Will calculate square root of a given number. So now, see students, here enter
Ma'am, you cannot pass input method in a string. Remove double quote, ma'am, in the yellow line.
One second. Students, see here. Here, to take a input, here two statements are there. Here, can you see this line? Which line I have commented? Can you see this line which I have commented? Int number is equal to convert to integer 16 bytes. You can write like this also, or because many of you are learning first time, no, to avoid confusion, I have changed that to this statement. See here, to enter the number, here console.writeLine statement I have taken, and next to take a input in the variable number, I'm parsing that into in the form of a integer value. So whatever the value you take from the keyboard, that will be passed in the form of an integer, and that value will be stored in the variable number. So using this sqrt built-in function, so it will calculate the square root of a given number. What is the square root of 9? Square root of 9? 3.
3.
Square root of 9 is 3. So when you execute this, the output should be 3. When you execute this, the output should be 3. Understood? Understood the first state program? See here we have to execute the program using command line argument. First, to understand the logic. Executing using command line argument is not tough. Understood? Understood the logic, students? Any doubt? Any doubt? Any doubt, students? Rajesh? Rajesh, you understood
No,
the
ma'am.
logic? Understood
Yes,
the
ma'am.
logic?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, shall I move on to the next program? Next program is write a program to find sum and average of 3 numbers. Write a program to find sum and average of 3 numbers. So see, students, here in this program, I'm calculating the sum and average of 4 numbers. In the question, he has asked for 3 numbers. Here I am doing for 4 numbers. So no mistake. You can do for 3 numbers, 4 numbers, 5 numbers, any numbers you can do. If it is according to the question, then you can remove only this line. So finding sum of 4 numbers is not a mistake here. So here you can execute this program also. Because here we need to understand how to write a program to find a sum of given numbers and to find average of those given numbers. So here, first I'm taking a number, and see students, one more thing here, we are converting or we are parsing it to double. If I write like this, if I give the input in the form of a decimal value also, it will take. It will not execute only for the whole numbers. It will also give the output for decimal values also. It will also give the output for decimal values also. Here I am taking 4 numbers, number 1, 2, 3, 4, and first enter the first number and read that number and convert that number to decimal and store in the variable number 1. Similarly, take second number and convert that into decimal and store in the variable number 2. So similarly 3 and 4 we are doing. Next, declare a variable double, declare a variable sum using the data type double. So double sum is equal to number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So here we'll get the sum of these 4 numbers. Here we'll get the sum of these 4 numbers, and after that calculate the result, or you can also give average. You can declare this variable as average also. Anything you can use. So I have taken the variable result. In that variable result, I am storing the average value. So sum by 4. Because I have taken 4 numbers, so divided by 4. After calculating, it will display the values, that is sum is equal to so much and average is equal to so much. It will display. So I'll execute this program. Enter the first number 5, second number 10, third number 50, fourth number 20. So 4 numbers I have entered. So the sum of 4 numbers is 85 and average is 21.25. Yes, students, average is 21.25. Understood? Understood, students? Any doubt? Yes, students, understood the logic? Understood how to use this Visual Studio? How to execute a program in .NET Framework? Yes,
Ma'am, why we are converting this number into double? We can use simply integer or float.
Huh? Yeah, you
Ma'am,
can do. Float, yeah, you can do. You can also give integer value also, but here we are calculating average also, no? So that's why here I have given to double. You can do. Yes, students, understood? Students, can you see this? Enter the first number 3, enter second. Once again I have executed this program. I have done some changes in the program. What changes I have done, I'll tell you now. Enter the first number 3, enter second number 4, third 5, fourth number is 6. The sum is 18 and the average is 4.5. Correct, no? Average value is correct? Yes, average value is correct. Yes, students, if you see the screen, can you see the lines which I have highlighted?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the difference? Sum is, see, previously what I had given, sum is within the flower bracket 0, comma, sum. I have changed that to sum is plus sum. See, this 0 within flower bracket is 0 is nothing but a first argument value. You can either display in this form or you can display in this like this. This is a first argument value. The sum is, and here the average is result. Like this I am displaying. Both are same. Both are same. Don't get confused. Understood, students? Will you try? Now all of you are working in Visual Studio, students? All of you are working in Visual Studio? Respond no, at least tell yes or no. Yes, students. Understood? Will you try a program to calculate simple interest using this dot-net framework? Try ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? Will you try?
Ma'am, can you pass the negative values of in the runtime of that program?
In this program?
Yeah, ma'am.
We'll check that also. Here only I'll execute and I'll show you. What is the sum? Correct, no? Yes, it will execute for negative value also. See why it will not execute for negative values, because even what you learnt in C program, the range of integer value is minus 32,768 to plus 32,767, no? Means it gives output for both positive and negative, both inputs. So here also it gives output for both positive and negatives. Minus 7, 9, 8, 5. The sum of these numbers is 15 and the average is 3.75. Yes, students? Clear? Students, one more example I am showing. This example is not there for your lab, not there in the lab list. Just simply I am explaining, I am showing the execution of this program. This is to find the square root for a quadratic equation Sample 3. This Visual Studio will take some time to open. Sir? Lab is sir. Yes, students, just to demonstrate, to find the square root of a. Find the square root. Lab is there. Lab. Yes, students, see here. Here, using operator overloading. Using operator overloading. Using operator overloading, here we are calculating this program already you have for your syllabus.
Ma'am, so much background noise, madam.
Huh? Yes? Yes, students? Tell again, no? I didn't listen. Amit, you told something?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you say?
So much, ma'am, background noise, ma'am.
So much?
Background noise.
Background.
You know, you already worked in Visual Studio. You're telling like this. Others are not telling anything, no?
No, ma'am, I am asking background noise, ma'am. So much disturbance is there.
Background noise. College, no?
Yeah, I know, ma'am, but
Okay. Yes, students, you understood both the lab programs?
yes, ma'am.
I'll give you 10 minutes time. Will you try for simple interest? Simple
Okay,
interest
ma'am.
and quadratic equation. Yes, students, all of you understood part A, first program, 1A and 1B program. Any doubt? Any doubt? Any doubt, students? If you don't have any doubts, then I'll end the lab session here. In the next lab, we'll see second program and third program, because this is the first lab. No, many of you don't know how to use this Visual Studio. So you do one thing at home. You practice a simple programs, and your lab programs also, 1A and 1B program. And then next lab, we'll execute second and third program. Okay, students? No doubt. If you don't have any doubt, then I'll end the session.
No doubt, ma'am.
Others, what about others? Yes, students, shall I end the lab? We'll see.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
students, you practice. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in theory class also if you have any doubt.
Bye, ma'am.
Yeah. With first, Amit is telling bye. He don't want to attend the lab. What, Amit? He doesn't want.
I know, ma'am.
You know, that's why you're telling. Okay. Okay, students, I'll end the session here. I'll end the class. We'll see in the next lab. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in theory class also. Please practice. If you have any doubts, you can come to me. Okay, students, thank you all. See you in the next lab session.